Hi guys, it's raining over here, so bear with me. Okay, I wanted to start off with a poem, and then I'm gonna talk about where meditation came from. Um, so it says, "I come to pass on grace and truth. Let our praises be heard as new. As we meditate to live on in truth, let my voice be joy, a delight. To your throne of grace is my light. Fill me up with the spirit of truth. Reincarnation is so true. I fill my cup up with love for self. I fill my cup up with love that I found. It was hidden inside until it overflowed to wells." Now, I know that meditation came from Buddhism, okay, and it can be traced back in time of 150 to 50 BC. And so Buddhism and Hinduism are two of India's religious language. And so both of these trace back to the original prehistoric times of Buddhism, when it merges as an outgrown Hinduism around the 500 BC. And so Hinduism believes that the soul and the spirit never dies. Okay, and so instead it reincarnates or is born into a new life form. And so the specific form depends on the person's behavior of his or her previous life. So this talks about past lives, okay? So these two religions are influenced from the Indian culture over 2,500 years ago. And they have been also the center of its own artwork. Okay, this is probably back in 150 to 50 BC. And so the dooms is the sculptures of symbolizing the doom of heaven and earth. And you can find these in India. They also create gates, and that include like animals, symbols, and scenes from the Buddhism's life. But Buddhism images are not even on the temples or those cultures of architectures, okay? So Buddha didn't come out until later on when they created those images that were woven out of wood. And so the art is the architecture as stupas. And so these are the small domes and shims that the Hinduism and Buddhism, religion and culture was upon. And so inside these shrines are relics, I don't know if I said that right, of the Buddhism. And these are scarred objects associated with the religion leaders. And so the sanchis, these are impressive sculptures that raises from heights to up to 50 feet. And so this is where they worshipped, and they had their worship centers around the stupas and the gates that cover the relief of all the sculptures. And so the sculptures are made like this, and they go up, and then they have a long, long hallway. And so they practice the Buddha teaching in those. And so when they practice the meditation on the Buddhism teaching, they believe that this practice helped them to achieve into a higher pure state in the next life. So that's this lifetime. Okay, the light from the large windows that were above the architectures made, there was a light that came through, and then so they thought when the light from the large windows came from above, and you could see it in the entrance as it illuminated all the way to the stupas, the stupa. I'm sorry. The stupas. And so you wonder what it would look like, just enter a big old, great temple that is, beautiful. And so it's a very impressive temple. We learned this in when we were back in elementary, 6th grade, and in 7th and 8th grade. And then I don't know how they do it in high school, how they just changed everything up different. So anyway, when the worshipers went into the temple that, had the big old heights of stupas that they meditated in. And so when they walked down this hallway, Okay, when they walk down the hallway, they're meditating as they walk down the hallway, but they had lines, and in these lines there were columns. And so in the columns they would have columns, and this is what in the distance would be the stupas that is a glowing in the dark, because when you're seeing it, there's a by the wall, by the end of the wall, end of the hall, there's the stupas, and then you can see the glowing light, lighting and glowing, and then you can see the dark. Okay, many sculptures that were Buddha was shown in seating and meditating. These are they also had long earlobes with earrings in them. This is found to be images that futures have similar meaning to the earlobes, and a reminder that the heavy earrings from Buddha that once wore, he was born as a prince, and so Buddha gave these earrings along with other worldly possessions. And so the earlobes that are warning of the burdens that connect with the material world's possessions. Okay, that's why they wore the long earrings. And so the contrast of the weight of the stones of Buddha's figures. These are the bronze sculptures that were created later in the Hinduism artist. And so the act of one is dancing. So you see the sculpture of one have little more than one arm, and then they're like with one leg up. You know, they're dancing. This is the riddle of their performance. And so the god is the right foot temples that had the small figures representing ignorance of that Pacific religion. They also have in early Japanese artists. The models are small sculptures made out of clay and carved from wood. And so these bones are made from Japanese sculptures, and these were figures of Buddha too. So every new empire who came into the power would order a new Buddha, and Buddha would be created out of what is it called? Yatama. Okay, and this is an art style whose name means the picture in the Japan's manner. And this is the style of the art back in continued until back in 600s. And so this reflected of the life and spirit of the time. So that's being in different lifetimes. That's what their culture is the same as some that are Buddhism, because the way that they have one the Buddha just sitting there in a big old sculpture in different types of different landscapes, okay, across the world. So they all have a connection to meditations, because a lot of people are saying meditation, 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 you know, but that's where meditation originally came from, okay? So that's what I want to share with you guys. So let's see what Spirit wants to say today for us. So yeah, so that's that, guys. And what else did I want to say? I hope that helped you guys to understand a little bit about meditation, okay? It's raining over here in Fresno. It's kind of cold, really. That's why I have my hood on. Sorry, guys. And my hair's wet. I don't want to get all sick, because I'm barely getting over it. So, what you guys going through? Nothing that you can't get through? Remind yourself that. Nothing I can't get through, Carlina. I'm an Earth Angel. Oh my gosh. You gotta make the most out of it, right? Even though it's hard. You just gotta find that smile and that disappointment and just carry on. If you fail, get up, dust yourself off, and move right along to the next destination in your life. Okay, angels, spirit guides, galactic families, and this is Mirror Souls. Oh, unconditional love and intuition. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Is that it? Oh no. Limitless. Be still. Let's get one more card. Got it? They still want me to come out. Okay. Celestial teaching and compassion. Okay. Let me take 1 minute. Okay, let's see. Okay. 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 This is a partnership. Okay. This is a partnership with unconditional love. This was brought upon and came forth because of intuition. Okay, you found out you were limitless, and as you were being still, your celestial teachings have come in with passion. So I'm getting our connection to unconditional love. Okay, as we use our unconditional love and our intuition to guide us as we are limitless. So let's do it this way. So unconditional love, as you can see, this is a spirit person, and his crown chakra is open, and he's centered with his heart. And so you only use your intuition. Can you get a better picture of that? Okay, you see how this these colors and this color are coming out, okay? And so they match each other. You see that? Okay. Now, since those are coming out like that, we have our celestial teaching here. Let's do it like this. And then let's do it like this. Okay. So if you look at these in the background, they mirror off of each other. Okay. And so this is one person, and this is the other person. That's why this is coming through. Okay. Sometimes when we have our mirrored soul that's mirroring us, sometimes we can have past mistakes, past failures. We have to understand that when two souls found each other and they become beautiful, it's a very challenging time in life. And when this is a challenging time, it comes around our horizon. We tend to find sometimes the hardest thing is to even experience having a mirror soul. You know, serving as mirrors in the cosmic realm. In the cosmic realm, each soul reflects aspects of the other that we need to heal and balance. Being still is one of them I see here, and having more compassion in yourself. Be still more and having compassion for yourself is probably the challenger right now in this reading. This is also a reward in your growth, your growth of your soul. And so when both are both growing in their own soul, sometimes one of those souls begin to have a self-worth issue or a a self-love issue. That's why this unconditional love and this compassion is coming through. So it's saying, be still, give yourself the unconditional love and compassion that you need, because those qualities are it sometimes can be the hidden surface of the hidden shadows that we suppress. And so they will resurface, and then so once it resurfaces in us, it's going to resurface on our marriage, so our other half. Okay, this will be a testing challenge for all of us that are going through this. And so when you have a moment to shadow these wounds and send love, light, compassion to those areas that you are not confident in. You will begin to break old patterns. You begin to break old patterns, and you'll begin to be limitless at the love that you give yourself. Okay? So when you're limitless into the love, and as you mirrored your guys' souls, and you give yourself more of that self-worth and that self-love and that self-compassion, you begin to be incredible. And this is a limited belief card that you need to break old patterns of beliefs. Also, this is a false sense of security. This is like a life with expectations. Life with expectations. That's restricting you and leaving you in a prison of your own self limited beliefs. This is what's preventing you from going forward. And so this is asking you to really reflect on your life and the walls that you inhabit over you, so people can't get through. And you can only do that by meditating and taking that time with giving yourself that unconditional love and compassion. Sometimes these beliefs can stem from childhood traumas. Also, these can prevent you from following your heart. Also, this also can prevent you from reaching your dreams. But if you go back to what stems from those childhood traumas or experiences, this, it won't keep you locked in your own prison. This will give you that compassion and that strength you need to move forward. When you're limiting yourself from not going and being still, this can be a invisible prison that you keep yourself mentally in. So what you want to do is strengthen that and break free away from any old beliefs, any old patterns, and then just follow your intuition. That's why this intuition is there. I'm sorry. Follow your intuition, because this is what's going to be truly acknowledged and manifest, magnified in its presence. It's magnificent souls that we are. We break free and we bend what used to hold us, in a prison of our own mental, in our walls that we put up, mentally and physically. So it's amazing that you be motivated to keep on going and become and be still in your own power. Okay? Be still in your own power, because when you do that and you be still and take that time and compassion and the unconditional love you want to give yourself. I'm doing a video. This is when you're being still, you need to breathe. Okay? When we breathe, we can come more into our senses and be aware of what our body is doing. Understanding where you're coming from is your reactions that you take and you act upon. Okay, if you show yourself more compassion in those challenging times, you will end up having peace, love, and compassion for everybody besides yourself. This also is going through the storm. When you're being still in those challenging times, you're always put through the test. And when you're put through the test, you're going to need that compassion and that unconditional love, and use your intuition to guide you to your celestial teachings, okay? And so sometimes we can react in the spite of bitterness and rage, but if you can place that with compassion and stillness and with unconditional love, you'll be okay to be limitless and to move forward in your life. This is a healing light of love. This is also being sincere, and that others can seek out. Also to be still, that others can see you crave, that they can crave, and they want to. You can be inspirational to them. Also, you get clarity and you move forth, and you always have that gentle, calm voice. That when you're being still, you starting to know who you are mentally, physically, and emotionally. Okay, this wisdom that is held inside of some of us. Wow. I'm doing the video.
Wow, you need to call Dad back. He said to call him back because it's about that house.
Okay, I'm doing the video.
Why can't you just pause?
I can't pause because then I won't go back on.
Yes. So
no, it won't.
Why don't you ever do a regular camera?
So, this card is saying, Spirit is encouraging you to be still. Have compassion when you do it. Because you're limitless at, everything that is around you. So, when your ability to manifest, and because you're mirroring your soul with unconditional love, and you're using your intuition and following your heart to the abilities of your teaching, this will show everybody the compassion that you have. This will show you that the compassion that you have, and also this will have this card knowledge of that flows through you through an open heart teaching. When you get to teach, you're open hearted. Okay. This is also a reflection of wisdom and insight from wisdom that is held inside. It comes out through your intuition because you're being still in the moment of calming yourself, trusting yourself, and taking the next step to make yourself better and to be the best version of yourself. This also embraces and sharing the wisdom of ancient times. This is also empowerment for the many souls that want to gravitate to the radiant light. This is also empowering those souls to be natural teachings and to bring natural teachings and unique healing light to others. Okay. When you empower as you're being still and you use the intuition, knowing that you have a mirror soul mirroring you, the planet starts getting clarity of your guidance spirits. Okay. Once this increases your awareness, it will gain indivisible resources that can inspire many. Once this happens, then the compassion comes in. The compassion comes in because you're being still and you're seeking out the unknown of wisdom that's held inside you. Okay? So when you have your compassion, you want to make sure that you experience sometimes cause suffering. Well, don't have compassion for that. Don't carry on the weight of the judgment. Always forgive others with compassion so you can move on in life. Once you do this, you'll be able to always go to your teachings of who you are while you're being still and using your intuition to move forward in life. Okay? So I hope you guys had a blessed time with me, and see you guys next time in the next reading or in the next inspiration. Bye, guys.